Now that Bitcoin's hit $100,000, the targets that we're seeing for Bitcoin amidst the news, a Bitcoin, strategic Bitcoin, US reserve, ETF, institutional demand, Bitcoin scarcity, the targets, the ridiculous targets to the upside are looking more and more likely. And with that comes this scarcity factor for Bitcoin, the scarcity issue. And it's a good issue if you're a value investor in crypto space, in the Bitcoin space. But with that, I think comes kind of this need to reevaluate all of the analysis. I mean, for me, all of the analysis that I've done over the years, it's time to reevaluate. I'm working on this Bitcoin scarcity recalibration model. A little bit of a different outlook. And I'm not done with this chart, but I want to briefly mention it. In this video, before we do zoom in on the charts, we're going to look at Bitcoin price action. We're going to look at altcoins. We're going to look at ADA, XRP, DOG. We're just going to look at the charts. And I want to say right off the bat, right now, there is actually on the short term, a lot of caution to be had. So I want to discuss that in this video. I know people will not even watch the video and they're going to just comment straight out the gate, because I am bullish. I am very macro bullish. But on the short term, there are actually some concerns. But with the concerns, and I'm looking at a Bitcoin chart right now, could come some bullish confirmations. So at these areas that crypto is actually at right now, whether it's this Bitcoin chart or it's this total crypto market cap chart, there are bullish confirmation areas, but we really need to be careful on the short term. Hit the subscribe on the like on the way in. I appreciate you cruising through. And if you're out there in the live stream, I appreciate you. I'm glancing over at the comments. And if you're a replay viewer, I will put timestamps. So just feel free to cruise around the video. So let's jump into the video. Before we even talk about Bitcoin charts and price action and altcoins and everything going on. And I know some of you right now are like, Dan, why? Why did you go live? We were getting a little mini pump because every time I go live during a little pump, you know what happens. The pump ends. Let's talk about something. I have to just talk about this. And I'm going to do a full-length video on this, but US spot Bitcoin ETFs hold a total of 1.125 million Bitcoin, nearly 6% of the total BTC to ever exist. You imagine this? We just got the ETFs. This just happened. This is brand new, and Bitcoin ETFs already hold 6% of total BTC. So we're not even talking about this, and this is the US Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, but I'm going to show you a couple of clips, and we're going to relay that onto the Bitcoin zoomed out charts. This is crazy, everybody. We need to reevaluate. I need to reevaluate. I need to recalibrate my long-term analysis. We're in a new era. We're stepping into something new. It's new territory, I'm telling you. Check this clip out real quick.
Yeah, I'll answer that last one first. If we do get a Bitcoin strategic reserve where the government is buying Bitcoin, and there's a bill from Senator Lummis that had the government buy 1 million Bitcoin, $200,000 Bitcoin is going to be looking quaint. You're going to be looking at $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. It's just too big a story because governments all around the world would have to do it. When this initial idea,
all the governments around the world will have to do it if Bitcoin US Strategic Reserve comes into play. And by the way, I know even right now in the live stream, there's people that are like, it's already priced in. It's never going to happen. The negative people that are, they're going to be there. Listen, I've been running this YouTube channel since the top of the 2017 bull market. There were negative people everywhere back here, right? I'm long-term bullish on Bitcoin and crypto. There were negative people there, not believing in price targets that seemed crazy then. The same type of people are right here. And they're in the live stream, I'm sure. They're in the comments on the replay. They're going to be there. But it doesn't change reality and what's happening. It doesn't change it. That was that clip. This is the Bitwise CIO saying $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 Bitcoin. And we're going to look at this on the chart. But then I want to show you this clip. Check this out. This is Van Eck, it's Van Eck. I think there's a little typo there.
We have a model that assumes that by 2050, this is very long term, that Bitcoin becomes a reserve asset that's used in global trade and held by global central banks at a very modest 2% weight. And in that model, we arrive at a $3 million price target for Bitcoin. Now, that sounds, extreme, but that's a 16% compound annual growth rate for a couple decades.
16% compound growth rate. It's really not that crazy. This is 2050, they're saying, but 25 years, if you're just like if you're somebody out there like me that's thinking long term, you're thinking for your family, you're thinking just, hey, I'm in the space, I'm going to be here a while. Like, this is the reality that we're in. $3 million Bitcoin is, and the data makes sense. And still, I know some of you are just like, this is not going to happen. And that's fine. But I know there's a lot of people that are out there like, man, we just finally just breached 100,000. Many of you might have been back here when I'm doing videos around $3,700. And now we're just breached 100,000. So 3 million now actually is starting to look more realistic, especially when you take into account the time frame that he's talking about. But I have this Bitcoin scarcity recalibration model because all like charting models are all the same. They're all the same. They look a little different depending on who's charting it, but like the story is the same. Kind of like a parabolic upper trend line, higher highs and higher lows across the board, diminishing returns, because we know it's a very diminishing return upper trend line is what it is. But if we're getting hyper Bitcoinization, and I have on here a digital gold revaluation. We're talking about digital gold, Bitcoin replacing gold. And it's because the way in which the world is entering this new technological era. Bitcoin is becoming this scarcity asset that gold once was. So the digital gold revaluation, right? That's Bitcoin flipping gold. It's like $900,000 Bitcoin. We just looked at a $3 million Bitcoin by 2050. We're all up here. He was also talking about $500,000 Bitcoin, more in like the long term, but not the so long term. But look, we're all in this general area up here, right? The charts, the models, they just don't go that high. And so I think we need to start reevaluating, and I have here ceiling to floor flip zone. We need to start reevaluating this upper trend line. And I'm not saying we're flipping it now and we're going parabolic. We're going to touch 500,000 this cycle. But I am saying in the long term, what happens when this upper trend line does get flipped from ceiling to floor? And so that I just wanted to mention that because it's something I'm starting to keep an eye on personally. And I think it's going to be very fun to watch on the macro and very fun to do macro analysis on. So we're going to talk about Bitcoin short-term price action. There are some short-term concerns. We're gonna look at that, and we're gonna look at it on altcoins as well. Some potential caution, but we might get a breakout, and I'm gonna kind of explain what I think that would look like. Before I do, shout out to Coinledger, everybody. Get your taxes done. It's 2025 now. Taxes will be due soon. Before you know it, very quick. I've been using Coinledger for years. They've been an awesome sponsor of the video of the channel. Literally, clicks of buttons. All of your exchange accounts, your wallets, everything's hooked up. It runs all the data. It gives you the report. It does what you need to do, and it saves you a ton of time, headache. And by the way, a lot of people are like, man, I don't want to screw up my taxes and underpay. You could screw up your taxes and overpay. So do this. Sign up with the link below. David Kemmerer, the founder of Coinledger, he did this post today. And I just want to mention to you, there was something floating around on crypto today, or on crypto Twitter today. IRS delays crypto tax reporting requirements until 2026. And I think a lot of people are getting so bullish on this, like the IRS is delaying crypto tax reporting in general. And the question is, did they delay tax reporting for investors until 2026? The answer is no. David did a phenomenal thread here on X talking about it. And simply put, what does it mean for the safe harbor? Do you still have to migrate away from universal cost basis tracking for 2025? Yes. And I actually emailed David because I did a live stream with him last week. If you saw it, I'm not sure. But I was like, hey, dude, does this change what we talked about? And it really didn't change much. So be careful with the accounts that you follow. Go follow David, read this thread, but sign up with Coinledger to make sure your taxes are done properly. And it's going to save you all such a headache. And I'm just speaking from experience. They're one of the best in crypto, one of the best companies in crypto. So thanks Coinledger for sponsoring this video. So going over here, Bitcoin scarcity recalibration model, going to be working on that. Bitcoin on the daily. By the way, everybody, if you're in the live stream, smash that like button. I'm getting nervous. I went live and a little bit of, we get some green candles. I went live. I'm a little nervous about that. I'm not sure I should have done it. But here's Bitcoin on the daily chart. So and many of you might see the immediate concern, right? And that is the 20-day moving average resistance so far. And Bitcoin right now even just hovering almost at that extremely, just look at this. The 50-day moving average is also resistance, and Bitcoin is like right above it on the daily. But I think more so what I'm watching here, and I'm kind of just like, I don't know. We have the 20-day getting ready to cross below the 50-day moving average. This daily candle that we're in right now is actually very important for Bitcoin. We really want to see Bitcoin make a nice powerful move above the 20-day because we want to see, you ever see like an airplane start landing? It gets close to the landing, like the landing strip, and then it just like reshifts and just takes off again before landing. That's what we want to see with the 20-day. Picture the 20-day is the plane, the 50-day is the ground. We want to see it just get close and then just continue higher. Because we get this 20 crossing below the 50, then we're kind of in this situation where historically when that type of move happens, Bitcoin's not usually like, quick little consolidation for a couple of days and then higher. It's not usually like that. And it's not like, this is not a long-term or even a mid-term bearish thing. It could just mean more sideways, more consolidation, maybe testing the lows in the lower 90s again, and not such an immediate continuation to the upside. So this critical juncture for Bitcoin is really probably going to be answered in the next 24 hours or so with this daily candle that we're in right now. And if we get the resistance, again, this is a caution. It's not like, hey, we're entering a bear market. It's just kind of like, hey, we might just actually need more consolidation to kind of let this kind of moving average story play out before going higher. And that's just a type of move that we see a lot. If we go back, just to give you an example, instead of speculating with my yellow lines, we can go back to, for instance, let's go back to the last bull cycle. I'm not sure if there were any 20. So we can just go right before Bitcoin went parabolic last bull cycle. There's altcoin season starting. But Bitcoin, right before it went hypersonic into the bull market, we had the 20-day cross below the 50-day. And this is what I mean. This wasn't like a bear market entry, right? This wasn't like a long-term or even a mid-term, barely even a short-term bearish thing. But we had the 20-day cross below the 50, and it just needed to shift the momentum back up. And that took just like a couple of weeks of kind of sideways and choppy for Bitcoin. That's the type of move I'm kind of saying we should just be cautioned of. And that's just because historically that's the type of move that happens often. Now, again, on the 24-hour candle, I will be interested to see if Bitcoin can make the move above the 20-day and kind of not even have that 20-day crossing below the 50 play out. So with that being said, though, as it relates to altcoins, I do want to mention something. Let me ban this person. Wait. I caught the spammer. So let me just mention this. This is Bitcoin. We just have been evaluating altcoins and altcoin season. So this is where things get a little interesting for where we are in this cycle. We could be in a scenario where Bitcoin does see resistance here, or at the very least isn't breaking out, going crazy, and it's just sideways, it's choppy, and altcoins might be doing something special. And this Bitcoin dominance chart on the daily is looking very interesting. It is on the edge of a cliff. And when I say that cliff, what I mean is if you look at last cycle, altcoin season started to fall. We've already had kind of this move, this cycle. The cliff is like that move. Bitcoin right now is looking like it's on that cliff. And notice, even right here, Bitcoin looked like it was at the cliff, right? It didn't necessarily mean in a day or 2 days it was going to fall. It was still weeks away, but that move was setting up. And then even if you go back to 2 cycles ago, Bitcoin dominance, this is what the cliff looks like. There's entering altcoin season, and then there's a really big cliff. This is what the charts are starting to look like this cycle. The moving averages kind of finally coming back together after Bitcoin dominance did start falling, right? We're getting this consolidation happening. This cliff is setting up, I think, for this steep altcoin season move. And so Bitcoin, what my point is, Bitcoin on the daily chart could consolidate, could be sideways, could see some resistance. What are altcoins doing in that scenario? And then now we can kind of start looking at altcoins to start seeing what they're doing. If you look at a total crypto market cap chart, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, check it out on the daily. This chart is actually above the 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. So you know how on the Bitcoin chart we just talked about, man, we really want to see that 20-day, like the airplane just miss the ground and just continue up. This chart might be in the process of doing that. Not out of the woods yet. There's not a ton of separation from those moving averages. You can see the total crypto market cap chart. This is altcoins. I'm just going to say you can see the altcoins, 2.5% away from the 20-day moving average and 3% away from the 50-day moving average. There's not a lot of separation. So, we might need a little convincing. We might have to pull back to the moving averages. So we see a little consolidation on altcoins as well, along with Bitcoin. We're at $975 billion market cap. But if we get support at these moving averages and then a bounce continuation to the upside, this truly could be the setup for altcoins to actually really start overperforming and outperforming Bitcoin. And we start seeing the cliff start to really take place for Bitcoin dominance. Now, that's total crypto market cap chart. We will monitor. We will see. I think I was doing the live stream last night, and the chart was at like 52.52, and it's where it is right now. So it's been a little bit of volatility. You can go to like a 4-hour chart and kind of see what that looks like. I think we fell a little bit today. Yeah. So on the 4-hour chart, some red candles, and then we're popping back up right now. So it's going to be interesting to see what altcoins do in really the next 24 hours or so. Now we can start talking about some altcoins. Agreed. BTC could go to 82,000, but it's okay. Part of the game. I mean, 82,000 is generally, if we zoom in on the weekly, and right now the weekly's not looking bad, man. It's not looking bad. It would be very interesting to see how the next 2 days, 21 hours, and the weekly candle closes. But check this out. We might not even get that throwback to that neckline, but that neckline down here just below $80,000, confluent with the 20-week moving average. So it's charts are just looking so good either way. I would love the bounce now. We start cruising to the upside. I would love just sideways, not even getting the throwback. But even if we get the throwback, like that comment just said, it's part of the game. It's really part of the game. So we got Dan. Thanks for supporting Cardano. Thank you, Patrick, for being here on the live stream. I know we're not pumping like crazy. Nothing is insanely out of control. But I wanted to go live just to kind of talk about where we are. So speaking of Cardano, let's look at Cardano, and then I want to look at XRP. I want to look at Dog. My buddy just texted me, and he literally, as I'm live, he said 11 holders away from 100,000 strong. 11 holders away from 100,000 dog holders. That's crazy. It's probably going to happen, I guess, in minutes, if not, it has already happened. So here's Cardano. Let's do some Cardano analysis. Got to timestamp it. What's interesting again about altcoins, and we just saw it kind of illustrated on the daily altcoin market cap chart. I should say this is not the market cap chart. This is dominance chart, but the altcoin dominance chart. Above these moving averages, if we look at this, ADA on the daily, currently, and this is where things get also, we need some caution here, but currently above the 50-day moving average. So Bitcoin's not above its 50-day moving average. in the same sense as ADA is right now. This is what I'm saying. What are altcoins doing at this moment? And there are other altcoins that are actually getting some separation from the 50-day moving average. We're going to look at that. But what are altcoins doing in the next 24 hours? How are these candles going to close? I'm so curious to know, because if we kind of get this 20-day, it crossed below the 50 already. That's what all this downside was for ADA. Man, we got some nice targets for ADA to the upside. To give you a sense, first off, this falling wedge target to the upside is around $1.50. Now, first things first, when it comes to the momentum shift, it's closing above these moving averages. The big targets, the short-term target, I should say, and if ADA can escape these moving average area, the resistance area, the next target to the upside is like 110 to 120. And what happens there, I think, will be very decisive for ADA. And I'm talking about not even this $1.50 target. I'm talking about when we're talking about $3, this area here, crucial. That area is very simply the last swing high that we had to swing low. And we have this lower high Fibonacci. The 786 is around $1.20. The 618 around $1.10. So breaking that area will be crucial for the big move. And you might be, what's the big move? Is it this trend line right here? No. The big move is breaking out of Cardano's bull market doors. And that is right here around $1.23, $1.24. To illustrate what that move looked like last cycle, that was ADA doing that. So that's the move we're waiting for ADA. And it just went crazy. Big gains in a matter of days. So you can see now why this lower high Fibonacci is crucial, because if ADA makes its way to that area, you can see speculatively it could be setting up a lower or an upper trend line, maybe a lower high if there's resistance there, and then we're faked out, right? And then we have to continue waiting for the big ADA breakout. But if ADA breaks that lower high Fibonacci right there, that resistance level, breaks out of that bull market door area, there's no telling how high and how fast ADA can explode. And if I said something similar last cycle right here, people would be like, yeah, right, dude. Yeah, right, not going to happen. But then it happened. So if we look at from when it escaped those bull market doors to a swing high, and we can kind of just we can take that fractal. It's not going to look perfect. We can take it from when it escapes. There it is. And this is why I said $3 is possible in January for ADA. And I'm not saying this is how it's going to play out, but I'm just saying ADA does that. It surprises people. And if it does it again, it will surprise people again. It's not like my prediction, but I do say that's in play. A powerful move like that. At the very least, $2 by the end of January is in play. And it can shock people out of nowhere. You might be like, man, I don't know, it's at 99 cents. But same thing back here. It seemed unlikely. At 33 cents after months of sideways, it seemed very unlikely that within days, ADA would be hitting $1.30. And then it happened. So right now, I get it. It seems unlikely. But I just want to say it's possible because that's what it did last cycle. Has Cardano worked out its issues with governance? What catalysts does it have in the pipeline? Cardano working out its governance issues is going to take a while. Similar, obviously very different. It's not a government of a sovereign country. It's not like the United States government, but it's similar in the way of there's massive politics going on. There's massive debating going on. It's just going to take a while, but it's working. And it really is truly Cardano is shifted to the hands of the community. I hear there's a recession coming. It's bullish that you hear that. Very bullish. Scammers everywhere. That's right, everybody. I will never DM you. I'm not in the comments saying to DM me. There's scammers everywhere. I'm trying my best with it all. But look, these are the comments. This is a scam. This XAI 320. I've been trying to deal with these people. It's crazy. So I'm just calling them out just so that you know if you're seeing these things in the comments. Apologize. Can't believe they made it into my live streams. What's going on with that? Let's pivot. Look at this. I'll tell you one thing. Maybe we're not pumping like crazy while I'm live, but if you look at ADA right now, you know, it's not like crashing. I don't know what it is. Like I'm like in my own head. It does seem like every time I go live, it does kill a pump. It's like, what are the like market makers watching my videos? Are they just playing with me? Yeah, we'll check that out. The daily cup and handle pattern. We'll see what Dog's doing. Man, I don't know. I don't have a chart up, but it looks like Dog's about to break 100,000. I just texted my buddy who just told me we're 11 holders away from Dog breaking 100,000 holders. I just asked him if it happened. So XRP. XRP is a chart that continues to excite me. This is on the daily chart. So again, and this is all these like different charts, and look at, this is what I'm talking about. In terms of the 20, the 50-day moving average, it's good to see other coins like XRP in this case getting a little separation from these areas. You can even see this 20-day moving average is nowhere near looking like how Bitcoin's looking like. Bitcoin about to cross below the 50, or even ADA. ADA actually did cross, I think, right? ADA crossed below the 50 on the daily chart. Let me just check it out. And that's typical ADA. It's going to be way more volatile to the downside. It frustrates people. It is what it is. It's one reason ADA gets so much hate. But yeah, we got that big steep consolidation on ADA. So we got that 20 below the 50. But this is usually kind of like signaling, hey, the worst of it is really over. And this was the worst of it. Look at this dip. Look at that dip. And that dip was around 42%. A bull market dip, everybody. Welcome to crypto. But XRP getting a dip as well, but you can just see the moving averages a lot more smooth. And that's very nice to see, especially as they're kind of consolidating right into the apex of the symmetrical triangle. No guarantees, but right now, XRP chart looking phenomenal with, I think we talked about it last night's video, breakout target to like 370, 380, somewhere up in that general range. And you can see this could be the next stepping stone for XRP. XRP is going to make monumental moves. It's going to make, I think, parabolic moves if we're in this kind of atmosphere. And same with ADA and probably many other altcoins. But if XRP, we're in this atmosphere of bullishness, if we're getting continued higher highs and higher lows, if this total crypto market cap chart continues higher, right now just trending just below $1 trillion. But if it finally, if I zoom out here, if this chart finally breaks above with some, force, the previous all-time high, breaking $1 trillion, getting separation, XRP is going to go parabolic into price discovery. I don't know if it's going to happen sooner or later, and what I mean by that is, I don't know if it's going to start happening in January or if it's going to be like March, April. I just don't know. We could be teased. We could get a fake breakout out of the upside of the triangle. We can throw back to the apex like late January, and then we can continue higher. It could just start exploding now. I just don't know. One thing I do know is sprinkled into all of this is 18 days Trump is taking office. And at the beginning of this video, I don't know if you were here or not, we talked about the bullish Bitcoin targets because of this, this Bitcoin US reserve. Van Eck throwing out $3 million price by 2050. It's not like 2025. Bitwise talking about a $500,000 Bitcoin just because other governments are going to have to accumulate and buy Bitcoin. What will altcoins be doing? And so what I'm saying is those catalysts, the way they play onto the altcoin charts is going to be something else. But we have to take into account, all right, 18 days away from when Trump's in office, what's he doing? What's he saying about crypto? I don't think long term, it's bullish. But in the short term, it could dictate kind of the shorter term price swings and the volatility of it. So have to just be careful. And that's why I like watching these charts, because it gives us structure along the way and it kind of just $100 XRP. Not going to happen. It's just not going to happen. $100 XRP. Let's see. I just want to explain why. Only because I love y'all. Vicente. Only because I love you. $100 is a 40x, right? 40x. So I just have I have my calculator out. So $140 billion market cap times 40 is $5.6 trillion market cap. A $5.6 trillion market cap for XRP to get to $100. Bitcoin, what's Bitcoin sitting at right now? What is Bitcoin's market cap right now? $2 trillion. AVAX, we'll take a look. Yeah, Bitcoin's $2 trillion market cap, right around $2 trillion market cap. So XRP is not going to $5.5 trillion market cap. I shouldn't speak with such certainty, but I'm like fairly confident that's not going to happen. But that's why you really got to, you have to look at valuations. You have to look at market cap. Can't look at price and be like, man, XRP can go to $100 because it sounds good. It's just not going to happen. And I know there's a lot of people that are new into crypto that think that way. And I do not hold it against them at all, because at one point when I was new into stocks and stuff and crypto, I didn't get it. You look at price, you look at like a penny stock or something, you're like, man, imagine if this thing goes to $1,000. I'm trying to ban people while I'm talking. I'm so sorry for all these. This is insane. I can't believe they made it into my live streams. Pretty bad experience. So anyway, that's XRP charts, not going to $100, but looking really good. I will tell you that much right now. As I've said, $500 billion market cap, $8 to $9, very much in play. It could even surpass that. This is something Ethereum did last cycle. And if we're really speaking openly here, I think XRP has way better narratives than Ethereum. XRP this cycle has way better narratives than Ethereum last cycle. I just think it does. And it has a lot of ins from a government standpoint. And it's going to be interesting to see what it does. But just, it's going to pump price, especially because XRP charts, we know how they operate. If you zoom out and you look at XRP on the daily, we know how they operate. It's just insane. And I just think it's going to be like that this cycle, with moments of consolidation. So that is XRP. Let's look at DOG. Then where's DOG? 740. So around 740. Apologize for the mess. I think that's from last night's live stream. Continuing to track this cup and handle, trying to figure out how's this cup and handle going to form. And I saw the comment, somebody talking about it in the chats, but there's kind of the handle formation. And last night we're talking about, are we going to the 200? Or is the handle kind of starting to form now? You can see, what is nice to see is, I mean, it's not, again, this is one of those situations on all of these altcoins. And it's kind of why I put it in the thumbnail. Like, I don't remember what I said, but I showed the picture of these two moving averages, the 20 and the 50, and I just changed charts. So DOG right now, a little bit of resistance right now. It seems like just below $800 million market cap. We're at this moving average. Really want to see an explosive move for DOG, a separation move, because if that's the case, we could start getting that flippening, the 20 crossing back above the 50, right? Maybe we get a little bit of a separation to the upside. We're breaking 800 million, and then we're throwing back to in the 700s, right? Over the course of the next week. And then we're getting higher highs and higher lows, and this could be the setup for the $1 billion break. But like we talked about in yesterday's video, as we wait for this setup to happen, And I don't know if it will look like this or if we're going to fall lower and then we're going to set up this handle. But either way, the real target to the upside is up here. It's around $5 billion market cap. I texted my friend. He didn't text me back yet. I don't know if anybody out there in the chat knows if Dog broke a $100,000 holders or $100,000 holders. I'm trying to ban these spammers while I talk. 100,000 holders or not. It's crazy. I mean, it's pretty epic. No tier 1 listings. Dog holders. We'll see. If you're out in the chat, smash that like button. I appreciate you. It's crazy, these spam comments. I'm trying to just read what you guys are saying. It's like, hey Dan, could you do a quick analysis on Solana? Man, you really either hate Solana or love it. It's crazy. I just try and remain impartial. I don't like it. But I don't like it, but the charts are fine. The charts are good. I mean, just look at this. We talk a lot about Bitcoin dominance falling, right? And let's see what that's looking like right now. We're not below that 200 moving average, 200-day moving average, right around 57.5%, getting so close. What are we going to wake up to tomorrow morning? A bounce off that area? Are we going to break that area? But we talk a lot about the cliff, right? Altcoin season starting. Look at Solana's setup. I mean, just look at this. We have really a multi-year starting line. It's actually a really, really nice chart, especially for a VC-driven chain that's probably going to perform really well in the bull markets, whether you like it or not. The chart is just so leveled out. Look at the lack of volatility. But when you have a chart like this, we're talking about this is going back to March 2024, and it's just at the same price. A lot of volatility, a lot of redistribution there. The move to the upside is going to be pretty epic. What's the market cap? Sometimes TradingView gives me the market cap, and then sometimes it doesn't. I honestly do not know why it does that. But yeah, I mean, the chart, if you're a Solana bull, I think you'll be pretty safe in the bull market. But again, speaking of that though, I mean, Solana market cap is what is Solana market cap? $100 billion. Not going to, I mean, I don't think Solana is going to a $1 trillion market cap. So I don't think you're going to get a 10x out of Solana. And that's one reason. There's only one reason why, if you're looking at blue chips, Cardano it's such a better play. And obviously you all know I'm biased to Cardano. I'm a Cardano bull for so many different reasons, but when you look at market cap of 33 billion, 10x to 300 some billion, so achievable. It could far surpass that. Would be cool if ADA can just break $1 while I'm live on the screen right now. Come on, do it. It's at 9999. Dog will make more millionaires than any other meme coin this cycle. I completely agree, and thank you so much for the super chat. I think it will. I completely agree with that. It's such a sleeper right now. #1 meme coin on Bitcoin. Completely fairly distributed. It's still under $1 billion. It's still early. I'm not trying to tell anybody to go buy it right now, but I'm just saying. Can ADA reach 4 to 5? 100%. 100%. I just saw ADA hit $1. I would not sit here right now and say that's the last time ADA will ever be below $1. I think there's going to be a little bit of shakiness in the area. I would absolutely enjoy seeing separation. We're cruising up to this lower high Fibonacci. Then we can kind of talk about that. But, you know, the drama on the ADA charts, I'd be very surprised if ADA is able to escape $1 right now at this moment. Pretty cool, though, to see it back at $1. So, yeah, that was Solana. Solana's looking nice, whether you like it or not. But, again, not as much upside as many other cryptos. There's a lot of other cryptos with more upside. Even Sui. Sui's one of them. Sui has more upside potential than Solana. I mean, if you think about it, Sui has that same Solana vibe, but sitting at a way less. What's Solana? What's Sui's market cap? 13 billion. It's crazy. It's probably going to do really well. And the chart doesn't even look as good as Solana's. It just doesn't. But it's $13 billion market cap. 10x to 130. Very much in play. I mean, could 20x. I was going to be like, how'd the live stream go? I'm going to be like, yeah, it was great. I was just banning spam bots the whole time. It's crazy, man. Got a comment. It's interesting to see the comments. We got a ton of YouTube comments and we got some X comments that just like trickle on. Not a ton of X comments. But yeah. Link. Chain link. What was link? What was the dip that we had for link from swing high to swing low? Not as steep as like something like ADA, but currently between the 50 and the 20. So it's the biggest thing I'm watching on all of these altcoins. What happens with this story? Are we getting that like quick pivot bounce? The 20 is escaping back away from the 50? Or are we going to start getting like more of these 20s crossing below the 50? That's really what I'm looking for. I'm looking at. It's going to be very telling. And it very simply could just be a little bit sideways for a minute. Curious what the weekly looks like on Link. Look at that. That's a nice looking weekly chart. Look at this. Probably won't get it perfect, but that's not bad. Inverse head and shoulders, broke the neckline, threw back to the neckline. I don't even think I noticed this. Link bulls must be loving that. Oh man, look at those moving averages on this weekly chart on Link. Look at that. 20-day just crossed above the 200, and so the green above the red. 50-day just crossed above the 200. This is a new 200-day moving or 200-week moving average too, by the way. That's nice looking. And then now, getting close to the true bull indicator move, the 20 crossing above the 50, and it's looking like it's going to happen. So especially if Link can have a really nice weekly candle, get that 20 week above the 50. This is like the start of Link's bull run right here. Not even broken all-time highs. Up here around 53. Man, maybe I could see a lot of these charts as kind of making people wait a little bit longer. You know, we're not going to get like this blast off candle right now. especially we had a really nice move, the escape of the inverse head and shoulders neckline. We're getting a little throwback. Maybe it's a little choppy. Maybe it's down. Maybe it's sideways. I don't know what it'll look like, but it could be like January, end of January, February, March. And then we're getting like the new continuation to the upside, testing all-time highs. If you're a Link holder, I know you're probably like, I just want to test all-time highs now. Same with ADA holders. I know they just want to get to all-time highs now, but these things take a little bit of time. And again, with where we are in the cycle, Bitcoin dominance chart paints the picture really nice. We have like that whole altcoin season move still in store. And that's going to be a multi-month move. So I think patience on all of these altcoin charts is necessary, but that's a really nice looking chain link chart. What else? Alejandro, thank you for watching, man. God bless you. Ski. I bought more ski today. Ski Mask Dog. I had to buy more. I was looking at the daily chart. It's going to be the number one. It's going to be the number one coin on base. Number one meme coin on base. I just think so. I shouldn't speak in certainties, but I really think it will be. I was looking at the daily chart. I was just loving this consolidation, and I was even just kind of like in my head, even if crypto falls and consolidates, Ski Mask Dog will do whatever all their altcoin and meme coin is doing too, and it will probably, maybe just need to go lower. It's fine with me because I think just in general on this daily chart, I really enjoy the way that it's consolidated into these moving averages. As far as meme coins go, that's a really nice meme coin chart amidst all that volatility. It's volatile, from swing high to that swing low, 56% dip for Ski Mask Dog. It's a big dip, but that is a meme coin chart if you've ever seen one. I don't know if you've looked at meme coin charts over cycles and over bull cycles, but this is continuation consolidation, we can call it. And it is looking very nice. That's why I bought some. I keep like saying I'm done, like allocating stuff into certain positions, and then I find myself updating stuff. But I had to get into Ski Mask Dog recently because I think it's going to be a special one. And that's Ski Mask Dog. That's the ski chart. That's actually great. AI agents to ban bots in chat. Thoughts on this idea? Now that is cool. If I was like a developer, that would be something fun to work on, especially because I'm a content creator. What a good idea. What a cool AI agent use case. What a cool project idea that is. Dan, are these dog corrections dips all coming from retail? The dips, look at dog. Let's go look at dog for a moment. Dog is $750 million market cap. The thing with the dog dips is I think dog is very easy to manipulate price. And I think that's what they're doing. The whales exchanges, I think they've been manipulating price. It's crazy how we got to right around $1 billion market cap and then boom, rejected. And that's not the first time it happened, but it's easy for them to kind of place these huge sell order walls, on chain, and people freak out. People are like, man, we're about to crash. And retail, smaller sellers are selling, prices going down. All of a sudden, that massive sell order disappears. And what was happening? Whales come in, sharks come in, and they're scooping up all of these little instances of dips that happen. And I think that a lot of that manipulation has been happening, and I think a lot of it has to do with centralized exchange accumulation tactics. I could be wrong, but I definitely think that centralized exchanges have been accumulating dog. So it would make sense. And then just whales in general that just want more dog. Whales in general that are just like, this is the most obvious play of the crypto cycle with Bitcoin's narrative. the number one meme coin on Bitcoin, completely fairly distributed, no team, no paid influencers, not even paying to get listed on centralized exchanges. It is the most special meme coin that's ever been in crypto, under $1 billion. When things like Doge, Shiba Inu have run into the tens of billions. I think whales are like, man, I will buy every dip. And that's what they've been doing. Do you know anything about Cornucopis? Thing I know is Josh and Rob. I love them guys. That's the biggest thing I know. And you know what they've been building and how they've been building their game, UE5. They were ahead of the game in terms of the stack they're using to build that game. They're doing a good job over there. True builders. Not sponsored by them, by the way. I really like these guys. Bro, we get it. You're getting paid for dog. I'm not getting paid for dog. Where do you guys come from? How do you become so cynical, man? Can't you just have fun in the live stream? Dog's a top hold of mine. Imagine you have your top hold and you're like, I'm going on YouTube to talk about it. That's what I'm doing. I don't care if you buy it or not. I'm not paid. That's what's so beautiful about dog. There are no influencers or key opinion leaders or content creators being paid to shill it. It's people that are just, I'm a content creator, I'm positioned and I'm excited about it. I'm not being paid, man. And the other thing is, because I get comments like, he's just shilling, he just wants you to buy it. I do not care if you buy what I hold. Don't buy Cardano. Don't buy dog. Don't buy Ski Mask dog. I really don't care. I'm just putting the data out there. I'm tracking this. It's fun to do this. People don't realize that. Like, I remember when I started the channel, like 2018, right around the beginning of 2018, my first video was on my couch and it was the most like silly, ridiculous thing. I was just messing around. It got views and I just started doing videos every day. Had no intention of this being a thing. I really had no intention of this being a thing. Leo's not a scammer. Get out of here. Or I'm gonna ban you, Shaggy. What else people are looking at? ADA is at $1.01. Look at ADA go. So what's good is because it's just a good, nice demonstration. I don't know how the daily candle is going to close, but the nice demonstration is it's what I'm looking for personally. Is getting the separation from this entire area, because historically it's like we wait for these pullbacks into the moving average areas in anticipation that we go lower. So it's very nice to see that we're above both moving averages. We just kind of escape that risk. But the question is, this is crypto, everybody. How does this candle close? Yeah, it's $1.01 now. I've been in crypto for so long. We could go to bed, and I sound so pessimistic, but it's just because it happens so often, right? We're like, yeah, let's go. I go to bed, wake up tomorrow, and we're below the 20-day moving average. We're like back at like 92 cents, right? It's just some type of crazy little crypto dip happens. And dude, I really think the exchanges, the market makers, they love that stuff, dude. They just love playing with everybody. David Kaufman Jr. spots my bow. It's a Matthews bow. Let's see. Somebody wants to see a COTI chart. So this is pretty cool. So here's here's the 20-day moving average crossing below the 50. And in that process, we have a bounce off the 200 and really just sideways for 19th to the couple for weeks. So sideways for weeks, pulling into the moving averages. I think COTI's a really nice example where you can use a moving average as as a bull confirmation. If COTI can close not so much above 13 cents, that could be a little bit of a fake out. But if COTI can close above the 50, around 14 cents, that could be a nice bullish confirmation for COTI. And if you look at it, it's got all the right features of that move setting up, meaning RSI completely cooled down recently above the moving average line on the RSI. So this is a slower moving momentum oscillator. So this is taking a little bit more it's moving a little bit more slow, I should say, than something like the stock RSI. But the stock RSI could be a nice little leading indicator of what's about to happen. We're getting nice momentum to the upside. And that could be a leading indicator of a nice pop for COTI away from these moving averages. So back into the 20s, and obviously got to start breaking previous swing highs at this point. All altcoins do. And I'm going back to February, March. Altcoins need to start breaking this area. So COTI's target, and I think this move is going to happen soon for COTI. That 30-cent area will be broken, and then you can start looking at all-time high price targets. But that move is necessary on a COTI chart. And the RSI, even actually, if you look, it's kind of a nice little momentum look on the zoomed out daily RSI. But interesting because it really is this February, March area at COTI needs a break. And if you go look at Ethereum, check out Ethereum. Ethereum is people might be frustrated with something like COTI because it's not had that really nice, massive breakout yet. But you look at Ethereum, and Ethereum's kind of in a same boat, right? And that should be, I think, encouraging for the lower cap altcoins that are kind of in that boat, haven't had that breakout. I think when Ethereum really has its moment to shine, it's coming. It really is. We're in the right shoulder setup of this. We've been tracking this. But when something like Ethereum has its breakout moments, I think that's when we're going to see something like COTI have its own breakout moment. And COTI holders are going to be really excited about that. So that's COTI and Ethereum. Is ALGO pumping? We'll check out ALGO. Looks like it's up 5.2%. I mean, ADA is up 6.5%. Where's AVAX? I saw somebody asking about AVAX. AVAX is another one. These March areas. What's frustrating about AVAX chart is I want this so bad to be an inverse head and shoulders setup. But it's this makes it so hard. But we could just say it kind of got overextended here. I mean, it doesn't always have to be perfect. It really doesn't. But could kind of have this general neckline area. It's a general resistance area at the very least. We can use that range as a nice thick neckline. And the story is the same though, everybody. It really is. The left shoulder setup is the bears kind of they're coming in, and then the bulls come in hot to a neckline area. The bears nope, I'm coming in stronger to the head, going lower. The bulls are no, we're going back to that neckline area. And then the bears nope, and they're giving it one more shot. And then all we need is the bulls to be we're going back to that neckline area, and we're going to break the neckline area. And AVAX has a target. What is it, $170? AVAX has nice upside potential from where it is right now. Not bad for this breakout target, I should say. So 300, 400% move as that next leg up. Somebody said Cardano is pumping. Ooh, look at Cardano at $1.02. Dude, major props. Somebody give me some props. We started under $1, and ADA is actually above $1 right now. It didn't crash. Somebody said, and thank you for the super chats. Hey, Dan, what's up? What's your price to sell all your dog? Say hi to Brazil. I'm a big fan. Oh, man, Brazil's got some dog holders. Huge dog holder market. By the way, I bought at 0026. What a nice buy zone. 0026. Up, currently up around 180%. Nice positioning for the meme coin super cycle. I won't say, and actually I can't even really say because I don't even know exactly. I have exit areas in mind, I guess you could say. But I did do a video on selling and taking profits. It was on my Substack, and I think I finally did post it on YouTube maybe in the last couple of weeks. But I actually used Cardano and Dog as an example of like how to sell, or how I'm thinking to sell on the way up in a bull market. So, and by the way, here's $100 billion market cap for Dog. But look at all the upside potential and the targets to the upside. The target, we have a pattern target for Dog at around 5 billion. So it's like when thinking of those things, and you can apply this to any altcoin. I'm just on a Dog chart answering the question in the comments. But like when you have targets, you just kind of look at, all right, well, that's a structure target of 5 billion. I think it's so in play. And besides technical targets, we have, I think, $1 in play. $100 billion market cap is like that really exciting, insane. It's in the race with Doge narrative type of area. But then all in between that area, we have typical, just really well-performing meme coin targets, 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion. They're all in play. So it's kind of like stepping stones for me, right? And how I sprinkle, sells into that story, I don't know how it's going to look exactly just yet, but I definitely would say this to answer your question. Maybe you have a really bullish target and it's $50 billion market cap. I wouldn't sit there just holding Dog the entire way, and being like, I will not sell until 50 billion. And same with any other altcoin chart. Pivot out in stepping stones. It looks different for everybody. It's very difficult to have those exact price areas, but I do recommend sitting down and thinking very deeply about it and visualizing all of the scenarios, whether it's Dog, whether it's ADA. Visualize what that could look like and get as close as you can to having a plan, literally to the number, when you want to set these sells. Somebody said, when are you selling ADA? I won't sit here and just say, hey, here's where I'm going to sell ADA, because even in my mind right now, I'm not so sure of what that would look like, take profits. And it's also not just, selling all my ADA, I'm done. It's selling ADA to USD. It's moving ADA to Bitcoin. It's keeping ADA, holding some ADA. So many spam comments. And it's always this one, XAI. Always that. Thank you for the super chat. Says, Dan, soon the Cardano NDA. Feel it's about time. NDA? What is the NDA? Thank you for the super chat. I don't know what you mean by the non-disclosure agreement. Am I missing something? NDA. I'm probably missing something. I'm tired. Uh-oh. Somebody just ruined it. Ruined all the fun. Goodbye to $1. See you. See you never again. Again, I'm not so convinced, but we have some nice targets for ADA. I do think $10 ADA is possible. ADA will reach, we have another comment, ADA will reach $5 a cycle. I love how you broke down the XAI 320 project. Guess what? I didn't break it down. This is a scam, everybody. Dude, that's awesome. Brant says, I remade your profit-taking chart today and mapped out all of my bigger holiday today, my bigger holdings today. It truly makes things easier to digest and be ready for. Thank you. It really does. Thank you, dude. That's so cool. So let's see. While ADA broke above $1, I saw somebody talking about ALGO. ALGO made it a little bit of a move. ALGO has one of those charts. It's what we've been talking about. It's kind of been the theme, and it's why it's in the thumbnail. The 20-day getting close to crossing below the 50. We're looking for that kind of like clean, just pivot, bounce right off of that 50. It doesn't truly really happen. And when we have a daily candle like this, we get that further separation from these moving averages. That's how it's going to happen. But again, how do these candles close in the next 24 hours? Would really enjoy seeing continuation to the upside tonight, overnight, waking up tomorrow and seeing even higher numbers. But not so sure. Not so sure it's going to happen. Only time will tell. New all-time high for ADA in 30 days. Finally, somebody who thinks it's possible like me. I really do think it is possible. Not like my prediction, but I really do think it's possible. So that's it, everybody. I went overboard here. We're over an hour. I appreciate all of you cruising through. Right now, if you're in the chat and you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Things are getting exciting. This is going to be fun to continue just doing all of the analysis on altcoin markets, Bitcoin, the new Bitcoin model that I have that I'm working on. That's going to be fun. The Bitcoin scarcity recalibration model. Man, what's happening on the zoomed out Bitcoin chart is absolutely bonkers, not just for Bitcoin, but for all of crypto. So make sure you're subscribed and you turn the notifications on as we continue to track this long-term story. And I appreciate each and every one of you. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you all in the next video. God bless.